as a subsection of another nation, there's going to be some compromise. There's going to be some give and take because you have to be living in their land. No matter what, no matter how you try to play it off, there has to be a little bit of give and take because you are living in their land. You're sitting in their home and you're asking, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that. As per the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, I can have this, 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 and this. And so they have to bend a little bit. But same way, they're from their side, they can't just completely give what they want because they still have to stand for their things. There's vested interest on both sides. No matter what, there's going to be a little bit of give and take, a little bit of compromise. But when your own Hindu nation is established, not just Hindu nation, but even Christian nation, Muslim nation, Buddhist nation, when that's there, then completely your constitutional rights are written as per basically the writers of the Constitution, the people who are willing to are taking the responsibility to create that specific ecosystem for a specific purpose. And so at this point, there's no compromise. Yes, we can have micronations, we can have embassies where we can start practicing the Shastra Pramana, the lifestyle of Agamas. All this is there. But there will always be some compromise. Even if we have organic gardens, Goshala, temples, in all over the world in the embassies, there's always going to be a little bit of compromise because, again, we're living in their land, their home. And we're always going to be surrounded by the other environments also. That's always going to be there because we're living in somebody else's home. But when we have a Hindu nation, when we have a established Hindu civilizational nation, which we can call our own, which we ourselves wrote the constitution, where we ourselves wrote the legislation, the jurisdiction, everything as per Shastra Pramana, then we're living in a space, in a land, physically land also, where there's no compromise. There's no compromise on Shastra Pramana. And in Hinduism, the one thing we cannot compromise on is Shastra Pramana. So this is my take on the question of, yes, this is basically a human, one component of it is human rights organization. It's a human rights battle. So why not just have human rights organize it, do the whole thing? One side is this, the other side is we also will spend a lot of time fighting for it also, and not a lot of time actually doing the work that needs to be done. So this is the two things that came.
I'll summarize what you're saying. So you said it's not just the human rights. Even if you fight for the human rights, you will have to bend or you have to compromise on the nature of the constitution that you want to write. In case, because you're living on somebody else's land, right? And you gave the example of Auroville, where you have to make a compromise with the country that you're living in. Okay, and that's the reason that you want a Hindu nation where there is no compromise in terms of how the constitution is written. That is, which is in total alignment with the Hindu Shastras. Is that a complete summarization of your argument?
Yes, I can say this is a complete summarization.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is you want to live in a certain way. So to live in that certain way, you want that constitution, right? So look at India and Nepal, right? Both of them were majority Hindus. Nepal was actually a Hindu country till 2007, and when India became free in 1947 from the colonial rule, it was created as a Hindu nation. See, the unified India was split into two different, around 600 different entities, right? You had a Muslim Pakistan, then you had independent kingdoms, majority of which were Hindu kingdoms, and then you had a Hindu India. All of the Hindu states, the Hindu kingdoms and the Hindu India came together to form the current India, right? And all of them together decided that they don't want a Hindu constitution. They want to become a secular republic, even though it was created as a Hindu nation. Whereas in case of Nepal, which was a Hindu country until 2007, and when they wrote a constitution, they decided to become a secular. See, when Hindus themselves are not interested in becoming a secular, are not interested in having a Hindu constitution, the argument and the need for a Hindu nation kind of falls flat, right? So when the society doesn't want it, it's very clear. So what is the point of having a Hindu nation when Hindus themselves don't want it? Yeah, that's my response.
So if I can summarize what you said, there are a few countries like India and Nepal which have come back to the space of, okay, we want to be Hindu nation. But over course of time, even those same decision makers or decision makers down the line from, decision makers down the line, they decide, you know what? No, we changed our mind. We don't want a Hindu nation anymore. We want to be secular. We want to make this decision. And so if this is the case, when the decision makers themselves of these nations decide, we want to change the constitution, so it's no longer Hindu nation, it's now secular nation, then why the need for Hindu nation? Is that fair summary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So exactly same way, how the decision makers decide, okay, we don't want to make Hindu nation anymore. Same way now, again, there's group of Hindu diaspora that decide, oh, you know what? We changed our mind again. Now we want Hindu nation again. This is exactly what's happening. Because I guess just to give a little bit of context, it comes back to the amnesia. Over a course of time, things do get lost when we forget either the why or the how, why we do things. Even today, we can go to any actually family, like especially specifically for me. I can share one example where I'll be working with a certain group of Hindus and I'll ask, okay, do you know why we do this? Why we do that? And a lot of the time, the answer is no, you just have to do it. Once this becomes instilled, then generation by generation, the interest in Hinduism is gone. The clarity on why we do what we do is gone. And once you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, it's there's no need for it. Actually, it becomes redundant. It doesn't make sense to do the same thing anymore. And so you start to do other things, whatever is relevant for you, because this is no longer relevant for you. But the Hindu gurus, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares, are the software programmers of Hinduism. Hinduism is a software which is constantly being updated, which is maintained. And so it's the gurus of Hinduism, which actually serve as almost like a fail-safe to the amnesia, constantly reminding you why we do what we do over a course of time, again and again, reminding us why we do what we do, how to do this. Both are there. As long as both are there, then the clarity of what we're doing is there. And for some time, this has been slowly dwindling for various reasons, whether it's attack or whether it's, okay, it's time to keep these things protected in a safe environment until it's time to bring it back out, whatever reasons. For some time, it started to quiet. But now all of a sudden, the voice is back. The clarity on why we need Hindu ecosystem is back. And once that clarity, this environment of clarity starts to happen, then a group of Hindus, a group of human beings, they come together and say, oh, you know what? We might have said before we don't want a Hindu nation anymore, but now we realize, okay, maybe we do need a Hindu nation. So it just comes back to the point of, okay, we decided to drop the idea of Hindu nation, but now again, that same decision, we're saying, okay, we also now want a Hindu nation because the clarity is there. We understand why it is. Maybe before we dropped it for whatever reason. That's it. We dropped it for whatever reason. But now we're deciding, okay, now we need to have it again. We want to have it. And so this is the at least present situation of what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing. It's just, if it's a matter of decision, group of people now, large group of people is saying, okay, now we also want it. So let's make it happen.
Okay, so your argument is this. At one point, Hindus decided, hey, we don't want to be Hindu nation anymore. We want to go become secular. Okay. And now a few people began to realize, hey, no. We want to, have a Hindu nation. We don't want to be secular anymore.
No. Wait. Don't say few people. Don't misrepresent. He said, we wanted as Hindus, we wanted to have, see, Hindus always had Hindu nation.
He said a few of us.
Yeah. He said that Hindus, as Hindus, we wanted to have it as a Hindu nation. Then he said, hey, down the line we failed. Okay, now we don't need it. Let's have it secular. So we experienced both. Now we Hindus want to have a Hindu nation again. That's what he said. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And so people lost the reason for having a Hindu nation because people followed the how and they forgot the why. That is why they forgot the need for having a Hindu nation. That is why they became secular. And it is the gurus who constantly kept reminding the why of the how. Now, because the gurus are now gurus are reminding more and more about the how. Now, people the need for a Hindu nation has been awakened in them.
Yeah, so the implication of what Renaissance is saying, Renaissance is saying that the why is missing because what we are doing, why we are doing, why is missing because the gurus have been persecuted continuously is an implication. And the why is like a today's scientist. If you got rid of the scientists today, you have all the doctors who are prescribing medicines. But then they don't know why. The scientists found the reason. Okay, here is a condition. Here is the thing. You do this diagnosis, give this medicine. The doctors know, right? In general, say maybe few doctors know the full invented, but in the general, in general, the 100% of the doctors don't know. So, but who knows? The scientists. If I have to give an analogy today, so the same way he's saying in Hinduism, the pundits and the people, and then all the regular people, they know what they are doing, how they are doing, but they don't know why they are doing. The why is being done, the research and development is being done, and stored, and then what do you call that, archived, and then all the practice, and then it's been collected in the form of education. So if you systematically destroy the Hindu Guru Shishya Parampara, so gurus are gone, the knowledge is gone over a few generations, and everything is gone. You are doing what you are doing, why you are doing, you don't know. So you are doing something, but when you ask why, you don't know because the scientists are missing. That means today's rishis are missing, and that is why he says we did both. Now we realize we Hindus again, we need go back to that, and we found out overall. And the oldest civilization is the best. Now we want our nation back, claim back the nation which we have decided voluntarily. Now we have decided voluntarily after experiencing both. Now we know what we want. Did I understand you, Renaissance correctly? Did I accurately summarize your essence of what you meant?
Yes, this is correct. Also, one thing I want to add is, yes, now that I look back, I did use the word few. And I think I want to stick with the word few. Reason being is, yes, there are billions of Hindu supporters that are supporting for a Hindu nation. But how many are standing for a Hindu nation and taking responsibility for it? When I say use the word few, I'm talking about the few who see the value in Hindu nation in such a way that they're ready to do complete tyaga, of their own life to make the Hindu nation happen. If even a few of these people are standing for something like a Hindu nation, then there's something worth addressing. There's something worth listening to these people about what reason they have. So this is again, just to give clarity on the word few people. This is one thing I wanted to add as well.
Super. So that's a clarity. Gauri Bhartaya. Now, yes, he agrees with you. That a few Hindus wants to stand up and do tyaga like how the earlier rishis have done, right? They stood up for the knowledge and the knowledge systems and the country and the lifestyle, Hindu lifestyle. So he wants a few people have everybody realized they want to have, but few people are standing up for the idea and cause, and they want to lead the cause and then establish and then sacrifice their personal lives for the belief, what they stand for, and which is going to help not only them. It could help them, it could not help them, but definitely is going to help the whole humanity. And in addition to that, it's possible. So that's what he's saying. Gauri Bhartaya, you can continue where I left off.
Okay. Yeah, I think you have summarized. I mean, at least I think I've covered the summary correct, which I was saying. Do you agree with my earlier? Okay, I'm going to respond. So, I mean, instead of fighting for a Hindu nation like this, you are probably better off fighting for a system where all the religions can be accommodated in a more inclusive way, which is already happening, which is a global movement anyway. So that is probably going to do a much more long-term good for the humanity than wasting your time for fighting for some Hindu nation which most of the people anyway are not going to live in and they wouldn't care for. Rather than allying with a whole lot of people who are already fighting for a more inclusive, pluralistic society which addresses the needs for all religions, you are better off fighting for such a system. I mean, make the existing institutions even stronger. Why do you want to go and disrupt and create a Hindu nation, which is, if you ask me, it is like, going 100 years backwards, if not 1,000 years backwards. See, it's documented, right? Every year, more countries are accommodating more and more religious practices. That is the way forward. Why do you want to go backward? And by creating Hindu nation, you will only probably have one small piece of territory or land somewhere where, okay, Hindu nation is practiced. What about the rest of the people in the rest of the world? What about other religions? What about atheists? You want to be able to accommodate when you're trying to build a pluralistic world. How is Hindu nation going to serve that purpose? I mean, it's like you're advocating for a feudal society again.
So if I can summarize, Kari Bharatananda, your point is creating a Hindu nation is disruptive of this movement to be more inclusive. Is that a fair? Okay. So one thing I can say to that is, actually, Hindu nation, it does not mean that we're saying, no, you have to do this. Like, we're standing here, you can't move. No. Hindu nation, as you said, actually, it's like, okay, we might have some piece of land somewhere and we're practicing there. But it's also inclusive of every other nation where, okay, there's an embassy there. We're able to practice and coexist with the others. Because again, Hinduism is about coexistence, right? So what I want to say to that is, the need for Hindu nation is not to put your foot down saying, no, I'm sitting here, you can't move me. It's about being inclusive of both having one independent Hindu nation where it serves as a proof of concept. It serves as a proof of concept without disrupting any other civilization, without being, how to say, without pushing for a physical intervention, being like a sort of without being intrusive. It's like how the Aghoris of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, they stay away from society, not because they want to, because they're not societal people. No, it's because they want to be able to be authentic, be completely, how to say, stand as they are without bothering the other people, because they know there's some discomfort. And then if they have to go into this society, then they do the clothing, they come in a way where you can be acknowledged, and it doesn't become so much of a shock. Same way with the Hindu nation. It's going to be how to say, it's a space where one independent, unique country is there, where it serves as a proof of concept. It serves as a proof of concept saying, okay, this kind of thing exists. Same way, it's also inclusive and becomes integrated with everything else, where it's not stepping over anybody. It's not saying this is how we are. Sorry, let me rephrase. Having a Hindu nation is inclusive of both having your own physical nation and also being part and parcel of every other ecosystem that is already there. This is the main point that I'm trying to get across. It's adding one more to the pluralism. Just like how now we have thousands of sampradayas. Each sampradaya is unique. There's some similar strands. Same way right now, the multiculturalism. All cultures have some similar strands that make them unique, that make them who they are, make them stand out, which serves as part of the coexistence. So all this is there. Now, the introduction of a Hindu nation is one more, I can almost say like a sampradaya, one more, almost like I can say a tradition, one more unique individual, I can say. So now when we're talking about inclusiveness, it's saying, okay, there's one more unique identity that wants to become involved. And so, yeah, I guess to wrap up the point is, this is the main thing that kind of keeps coming back. Having a Hindu nation is one more unique identity. It's not stepping over anybody. It's not saying, it's not pushing anybody out of the way. It's more so, hey, there's also a way to exist like this. Let me show you, but let me have my own place where I don't have to, where I won't intervene. So this is kind of the response to this.
If I summarize, I'll summarize first. What you're saying is the Hindu nation in the global diverse constitutions, in the Hindu nation with the Hindu constitution is one more entity to the pluralistic nature of the global constitution. Like it adds one more flavor to it. It's a new flavor in the constitution, which already has a whole bunch of flavors. And it only adds to the diversity.
Yes, I could say this is what I was trying to get across. Yes.
Okay. So my response to that is, what the nation states which are based on religion are relics of the past, right? Which people are wanting to get rid of, which is what you're seeing in the Islamic world. They're trying to get rid of their Islamic constitutions and make it more and more secular, because they want to be able to accommodate more religions. They want to accommodate more people. You know, that the movement to accommodate more diverse individuals is a global movement, and they're shedding their past. Now, in such a movement, why are you making a case for going a step backward where we have religious nation states? That's an outdated idea which the world wants to get rid of.
Okay, can I, okay, I know I'm a moderator, so I'm not supposed to take sides, but can I do that? Okay, let me add on side both the Maharaj, Modayas, right? So that's not an accurate statement if you go by the intention and the implementation of the world. There were zero, okay, there are the whole world, majority of the world had their own native traditions, and Hindu nations had Hindu nations, 56 Hindu nations were there 2000 years ago or before that. And then 2000 years ago, there were zero other Abrahamic nations as of today, and they're all native traditions. They all had and peacefully coexisted. They never, made intolerant towards other religions, whereas Hindu religions plus the native traditions were peaceful coexistence. They accepted all faiths and all paths and no path to God. A faith or no faith, they were all peacefully coexisted. Nobody persecuted nobody, right? So if you see last 2000 years, many all over the world, the Christians had a lot of countries, and like Abrahamic religions, if you take, Christians had like 20-30 countries, the state religion, and Islam has a lot of countries, and the Jews have, and the atheists have, the communists have, and even the Buddhists have, right? So then the whole world is going towards a state religion. If that is the thing, it's continuously growing. And recently, and you know, the only Nepal country was also, right, on the Hindu religion side, the whole world, Abrahamic religions are pushing, you don't need it, but we want it. You cannot have an iPhone. Only I should sell the iPhone. You cannot sell the smartphone, Android. Only I should sell it. You cannot have it. It's an exclusivity, man. That is where it is got the problem, right? See, you live, okay, I come up with an iPhone. Hey, you had your dumb phone, as okay. But they don't want to leave me with my dumb phone. They are making me feel guilty and then saying, hey, and if you don't accept God, you are guaranteed to go to eternal damnation. That is an individual thing. Why you want to say, hey, you're not civilized and I want you to come into civilization? What kind of an argument is that, right? You live and let live. If somebody wants to live like upside down, that's their problem. Why you want to go and then mess with that guy? So in this current trend, if you see last 2000 years, not 1 year, 12, last 2000 years, the Abrahamic religions continuously, that Hindumisia, what we are talking Hindumisia is that the hatred towards the Hindu religions continuously over 2000 year period. What has not happened, the entire civilization, human history, 10,000, 20,000 of human history, and nothing. Even the barbarians didn't do that. Even the salvages, right? Even the barbarians, the dark ages, and then the whatever the rock ages, even those people have not done. What have they have not done in the name of the civilized society, the so-called civilized society over 2000 years, destroyed all the Hindu nations because they believe in Atiti Deva Bhava. What does Atiti Deva? If the guests are God, when the guests are God, when I invite you to my guest, if somebody knocks my door and invite you as my guest and you are my God, what did you come? You destroy me and my family, rape, pillage, and everything, and steal. And now you call it, I deserve to be civilized, and because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And so I treat you as God. So that is my innocence, and then my acceptance and pluralism is being taken for a ride and then destroy me. When I trust you, you backstabbed. And I don't need any more of this crap. So we just did that and we want to claim back. I don't need your opinion. I don't need your acceptance. I don't need anything. Okay, anything of all these things. So that is a summary of I just an implication from Renasanaya and Ganath Maya. So did I overall capture your one point in this? If I have to say in a single capsule, Renasanaya and Ganath Maya? I came into your, summary, and then I came to your, what do you call that? On your side. Okay, I played. I'm not supposed to do I'm supposed to be an honest broker between both sides. Yeah. So did I say it right? Did I get it right? Did I capitalize your point, thought trends and implications, and whether it said by implied or openly said? Sanaya?
Yes, I would say so. Like exactly like you shared. It's why we're doing what we're doing is different. Why we're asking for this kind of state, why this kind of nation is not the same as why others are asking for the same. There's a reason is different. Direction is different.
Super. Very good. Very good. So then Ganath Maya, did we want to do it? Then we can close this and we'll go to the part 2 next time. Okay. So do you think do you feel you exhausted your document and you feel you have done well, and then you deserve to have your own country based on what you think and the Hindu nation? And do you feel you exhausted? You want to add anything more? You think you made your point? Yeah, you need more time to make your point. Yeah, because our show is an unlimited format. If you have to talk like in US Congress or Senate, if one senator wants to talk continuously 24/7, however long, and it is allowed, right? They call it a filibuster, but we don't call that filibuster. We call it an unlimited time is given to everybody, right, on the panel. Right, so that they can exhaust their points, and they feel that they have done completely demonstrated, they made a case, they express their complete thoughts and their philosophy. So we don't want to rush anybody, we don't want to limit anybody, because in this 24/7 news channel format, and in a format of a 24/7 news channel, how can you say we never have time? What kind of a I mean, the logic is that it doesn't really make any logic, right? So does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's a necessity, and that's the beautiful thing about Sanatana Hindu Dharma, is living from the perspective of contributing and living that life is for others. This is an extremely unique thing. Actually, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, if you look at what do people like, if you look at the civilization of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, what do they actually do? What are the people actually doing? Actually, it's just multiple ways of celebrating life. And how can you celebrate? Whatever form of life lifestyle that you want to live, how can you celebrate? Not having problems. The purpose of life is celebration. If you look, how many rituals are happening on a number of festivals? There's thousands of festivals every year. So yeah, it's a necessity, and it's not a religious issue. It's a solution. It's the only proven solution, lasting solution, and and it happens not out of denying anything for anyone else. It happens out of contributing. So when we contribute, that contribution, people experiencing that enriching, naturally they'll want to continue benefiting from the contribution of Hindus. And lastly, I would say then, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam said, the talk we do will not work for us. The work we do will talk for us.
Sorry, can you repeat what he said?
Yeah, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, he said, the talk we do will not work for us. Let the work we do will talk for us.
Wow. So that means we're not the talkers, we're the doers. We do that, we talk the talk. We don't, we do the talk, we don't talk the talk, right? We do the talk, right? So we do the work, and then that work will speak for itself. So amazing way. That's amazingly said. That's the first time I'm hearing that type of, even the idea, that's an amazing thing. Yeah. Okay. So that concludes your points and demonstrates that, yes, we deserve, we want it, we already started it, and we want your cooperation. There's moral, and then emotional, and then the treasury, talent, time. We are inviting everybody's support to this Hindu nation, and so please support. Is that your appeal you are making to all the audience who are watching this, or the viewers of this the show? So you are appealing on behalf of all 2 billion Hindus, Hindus and on behalf of Hindus and non-Hindus, on behalf of the humanity, around 8 billion or even more than that. So you are appealing in the broader human society. Hey, we are the 2 billion Hindus and we want to have it. We have experimented enough. Now, a few of us are realized, we're standing for it. We defined our purpose and philosophy, and we want your support. And please support us in any name, shame, and form. Did I conclude? And then you are appealing to the whole human society to support you in any form and shape it makes sense to them. Did I understand your appeal?
Yeah, see, as Hindus, we have the responsibility, as the custodians of this ancient civilization and knowledge. And it's the Hindus' opportunity to enrich the society. See, not just for yourself and who's there, the future generations. Look at the state of humanity. Where are your children getting stuck? Where are they going? They're following into these lifestyles of what's happening in media, the different industries, Hollywood, Bollywood. They're following into these drug addictions, depressions. Where are your grandchildren going to be? What kind of support is there to make sure that they get what they need out of this life? It's the Hindus' responsibility to make that happen. So it's the Hindus' opportunity to enrich the society. We have the opportunity to live the lifestyle of enriching. So yeah, if you want to come along with us. If you don't want to come, no problem, we'll do without you. And if you want to oppose, we'll do in spite of you. But for the context of ahimsa, non-violence, we're sworn to non-violence. Non-violence is a law for Hindus. In the context of enriching, inspiring, motivating, contribution-based life.
Tyaga-based life, contribution life, and then the enriching and inspiring, motivating life. So please come and we'll do it together and help us, and then be part of it. And then with you, without you, in spite of you, we are going to do that. Is that the right, the right summary of what you said?
We're responsible to contribute.
Responsibility of Hindus who realize.
Come and experience the benefits of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Not that we're not asking anything from you. Come and experience the benefits. First, come and experience the benefits for yourself. That's we are here to see, we have the responsibility to give what the great rishis of our tradition recognized and laid out for us to live now so many thousands of years later. It's our opportunity to give the best possibility to all humanity. So come, yes, to all the people, come and experience the benefits. Sanatana Dharma doesn't need anything from anyone. We don't need reform, nothing. Reviving that tradition, the oldest living civilization, creating all the enlightened gurus, and the solution to everyone to live any lifestyle you want from the space of contributing and ahimsa. And so come and experience the benefits first. That is the purpose of our life, is enriching the entire humanity with the spiritual truths. Come and experience the benefit. It's for you only.
Amazing, amazing. Very good, very good. Yes. So those are your concluding statements. So you want to say anything more before I give the chance to Renasanaya? Okay, Renasanaya, do you want to make any concluding comments?
Yes, actually, Sri Narayana said it best. For Hinduism actually, how to say?
Amazing. Okay.
Come in and
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, all I was going to say is just come and taste Hinduism. Just come and enjoy in Hinduism. If responsibility flowers in you, great. If not, at least you enjoyed Hinduism. But one thing I can say, at least personal experience, once you taste Hinduism and actually enjoy Hinduism, enjoy what it has to offer, just by nature, responsibility skyrockets. It flowers. It's a law of life, actually. So just come and taste Hinduism, see what Hinduism has to offer. We can see now every day, like around the world is going more and more around the Hindu practices, yogas, kriyas, the Ayurvedas. Everything is coming back and back to this.
Meditation, everything. It's coming back to this. So just enjoy it. Even if you're just doing yoga daily, enjoy it. Naturally, the right things will happen to you. And now we need a safe place where we can keep this alive. Make sure it doesn't get cut into pieces. Yoga we learned today is cut up yoga into pieces to now it's just an exercise. Come taste the real yoga. You will experience the real yoga. Things like this is just yoga. Many, many, many lifestyles and principles. Just experience the authenticity of it. After that, you'll see what happens. So this is the main thing I want to share. Thank okay, you. Awesome. Very good, very good. And so Gauri Bhattaya, do you want to conclude and do you want to accept like how, what's his name? Mandana Mishra and Adi Shankaracharya, this is that style, right? We don't go in a complete illogical, even though in your heart and mind, do you agree with them? Do you want to support them in any way? Or even if you support, then you feel that, as a good Samaritan of the world, you still wanted to, hey man, I may not be with you, but I still, you continue all the best. Or do you want to say that? Or you want to be part of it? You wanted to like how Mandana Mishra accepted that, hey, I agree with your point of view. I think I like your point of view. Would you like to do that? Or what do you want to do? What is your stand in your conclusions, your concluding statement?
Okay, there are two aspects to it. One aspect which, I agree where you are saying that there is the need, the world can accommodate another Hindu nation, but you have not demonstrated the need for a Hindu nation. So far, it has always been based on, hey, there is another possibility, we should have it. But you have not really demonstrated a need for a Hindu nation. So I accept, half of it. The other half, I'm still not, I haven't heard any articulation on that end.
Okay, sounds good. So everybody has a right to have their opinion. And so do you want to, the young, the Hindus who passionately believe in it, do you want to support him even though you are half convinced? Do you still want to have the support their right to have their own country, the Hindu nation, for what they stand for?
I cannot say no, but yeah, I mean.
So half-heartedly you will agree, half-heartedly you will bless them, half-heartedly you will support them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stop them in any way.
Yeah, you're not going to stop. At least that's good. Right? You're not opposing and not going to do, but at least you're neutral. Okay, man, I leave you alone. I'll let you live whatever you want.
Yeah, just don't bother me.
I don't bother you. I'm not fully 100% convinced. I'm half convinced. Okay, that's fine. You guys let you have, and I'll stay here. Is that your concluding statements?
Yes.
Okay. So anything else if you do? So we are going to close this discussion with our traditional Hindu style, because we are looking at Hindus and from the Hindu lens, Hindu drusti, And all our life, last 200 years or so, we've been looked from a Western drishti, Western lens. So now we are reversing the gauge. And as Sri Raju Malhotra is a pioneer in Hindu Indology scholar. And so we are like the way traditional Hindus have been doing, like it's been going on forever. If you see the Upanishads, this always is the Vakyadasa, the question answer. Upanishads is all about, and the discussion and debate between Guru Shishya. And even the Bhagavad Gita, the latest one, right? The Vedas, Upanishads have been very old, but in the 5,000 years ago, even in Bhagavad Gita, is again Krishna Arjuna Samvada. There's again the same in the question answer form. That has been our tradition. We continued, and then Mandana Mishra, and in 2,000 years ago, or a little before that, and then this same discussion happened between Adi Shankaracharya and Mandana Mishra. Then Adi Shankaracharya went all over the world, and it's all over India, and then all the what do you call that? This is called Bharata Varsha or Bharata Kanda. He went all over the Bharata Varsha and Bharata Kanda. And today it's called Indian subcontinent, or maybe Southeast Asia, a little bit of West Asia. So right. So we used to call Bharata Kanda, Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kanda, and Bharata Dweep, I think, right? I forgot that. And then this is what it is continuing. And today we revived that tradition of having the discussion, Vada Prativada, the Jivartha Sadas and Vakyartha Sadas and Shastrartha Sadas mode. I really enjoyed it. It was really stimulating and passionately debated on all sides. And this area has been, and we are going to continue as a next episode. This is one episode, and we'll also come up with the part 2, part 3, like that. We'll continuously do until each side, gets their own, perpetuate their, the philosophy. Okay. And so can I close this session with the Purna Mantra or Hindu style? Hindu, okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sarvam Sadguru Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you.